Well, hello, everyone. Oh, it's another great day to stream, isn't it? Another great day. Let me get this mic situated. How is everyone doing today? KR Jax, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining me today. So I got a little bit of good news. A few streams ago, I was talking about how busy my March is, like how much traveling I'm doing, right? Like on Monday, I was headed to Houston. Tuesday, I was going to Austin. Wednesday, I was going to Dallas. The next week, I was going to be in Seattle for the MVP Summit. Then I had Boise Code Camp. Then I was going to be at NG Conf for a week in Salt Lake City. Well, guess what, people? All of those events got canceled. Every last one of them. Yeah, that, I don't know if you've heard about it. This thing called the coronavirus. You might have heard about that. Maybe. But yeah, all of my events so far for the year have been canceled. I have been canceling all my flights and hotels and stuff these past couple of days because I just keep getting emails. Cancel, cancel, cancel. So, kind of sucks, but it's kind of cool because now I'll actually get to stay home and continue my streams because remember, I was going to not be streaming all that time. So I get to keep creating my content, which is awesome. I get to stay home with my family. Though I don't, you know, I like going to events. I like speaking. I like doing those things. But, you know, safe than sorry, I guess, right? Steve! The Walking Dead will soon be a reality. Well, so far it's just the dead are staying dead, so that I guess that's a bright side, right? They haven't come back to life yet. But yeah, it's a lot of nervousness, a lot of concern out there in the communities. Lots of events being canceled. Big events, Google I/O, I heard was just canceled. It's online only now. The MVP Summit canceled. That's a huge event. We have Build, Microsoft Build coming up in May. I think it's May. They haven't announced anything, but I have a feeling. That's going to get canceled too. Yeah, South by Southwest, they're still going on, but people are like, oh, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. There's like a change.org petition for them to cancel. Has like, I don't know, 50,000 signatures or something like that. And lots of big names are pulling out of that event anyways. So, yeah. I don't know what it's like in your neck of the woods, but people are really freaking out, aren't they? D for Gnome. Yes, we are in fear of The Walking Dead currently. That is, I agree with that. People are definitely concerned. But, yeah. But, I mean, it's kind of cool. I get to stay home and I get to keep working on this Pluralsight course. I mean, because honestly, when I travel, I mean, it takes a lot of time from the work I could be producing at home. You know, so I'm much more efficient here, for sure. Anyways, more good news. I met with my content editor for my Pluralsight content editor yesterday. And I got the rundown on how things are done now. You know, the slides, the questions, like we have to do all the questions and stuff, how the demos are supposed to work, how the recordings are uploaded and how all that's processed and checked and all that stuff. So we have the green light. I actually sent the first 3 slide decks that we've done together on stream. I sent that to my content editor and he was amazed. Actually, let me read exactly what he said. These slides look amazing. Super impressed you're able to jump back in so quickly. So, let's just give yourself a pat on the back, people. Go ahead and do that, because you all helped me with those slides. And I appreciate that. So, we're good on the slides. We're good on our demos. So everything is going according to plan. All I got to do now is start recording, right? But we've done 3 modules already. So I can start recording those 3 modules as soon as I get a free moment. But today, I want to continue working these slides, getting our demos written. And I think today we're going to do modules, right? I think that's what we're working on today, modules. What is that? D4 Gnome? Do you only update your courses or will there be new ones? There will be new ones. I was actually working on a Xamarin Forms course, and then that got put on hold, and then Pluralsight's like, hey, we need you to update this Introduction to Prism course first, because it's like 10 years old, and it badly needs to be updated, so bad. And plus, looking back at how I recorded that one, I'm so disappointed in myself. But you know what? I gained a lot of experience in 10 years, and I've learned a lot. So I definitely learned a better way to present this information, much more clear. So we'll finish this this Introduction to Prism course, and then we will write another course together from scratch, and it will be awesome. So let's go ahead and jump right into this, shall we? I believe we're working on modules today, right? So this is the old modules module for the old course. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my Dropbox. And oh, also I learned that we don't have to name them. I can name these folders whatever, because this is just my own personal storage now. Like I said, they changed the way they've done things. In the past, you had to create a folder and you had to name everything with the ID of the course, yada, yada, yada. And we don't have to do that anymore. So I am super pumped about that. So I'm going to open up these slides. And we are talking about breaking down the monolithic application into modules. Yes. Okay. Another thing I want to do. Actually, I'm going to open up a new. Can I open just a new window? Yeah. Where am I? Infragistics, training, Prism training. Day 2, possibly. Let's like change this MVVM communication. Okay, nope. Still day 1. Still day 1 slides. So, just in case you're wondering, what's this other slide deck I'm opening up? I do a lot of on-site training, and so essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to reuse a lot of the content that I used in my on-site training because it's more up to date. So it just helps save some time. So regions, views, modules. Here we go, modules. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, let me run through this. Let me see if this makes sense to me. So essentially I would say, what is a module? A module is actually pretty simple, right? In concept, it's very simple. It's just a functional responsibility of your application. You divide your app up into major functional portions like users, products, right? Admin, things like this. And you encapsulate all that knowledge, all that logic, all those views, all those services specific to that functionality of your application, and you release it as a separate assembly. That's it. It's pretty simple. So it looks like there should be an animation here, it looks like. Right? So we identified modules. This is a typical monolithic application where your solution, your project, and all your views are just all in one project, right? And then we start identifying areas of this app that we can pull out into separate projects. Okay, so I like that. And then we talk about what is a module inside the Visual Studio. Okay, and then, okay, this has changed. This is outdated, but I kind of like the flow of that. Register. Ooh, wow, okay, yep. Discover. It's loaded. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, actually. And then they're initialized. Okay. And then some demos. Okay, so I'm okay with some of this. Now let me pull up what I did for that Prism course. Prism introduction, materials, modules. What did I do in the old course? So we talk about what a module is, registering, loading, and initializing. Okay, so what is a module? Building block. We talk about, oh, it's kind of the same thing. Yep. Zap. Class library, Zap. Zap. Remember those Silverlight days? That's awesome, huh? Class that implements modules. Kind of the same. Register module, discover. Then we talk about registering, discovering modules. Then we talk about the catalogs. Loading modules. See, this kind of... I gotta rethink this. I don't think people really need to care about that. Kind of looks cool on a slide, like, oh, here's the process, here's the module lifetime. But honestly, you don't care. You don't really care about that. All you need to know is what a module is, how to create one, and how to register it with the freaking Prism application. That's all you need to know. So we're gonna simplify this a little bit. And so actually, here where it says loading modules, you know, from disk, controlling when to load. See, this is actually, this would happen during registration. Like when you register your module, you're going to tell it, do you want it to load on demand? Do you want it to load, you know, when it's available? Like, how do you want this thing to load? KRJX. Not like Android lifecycle. Yeah, exactly. Guidelines for loading modules. Required to run, always used, rarely used. And then the initialization. Yeah, we need to simplify this quite a bit. I'm going to leave that open because I might need to refer to that. What I am going to do... Let's do this. Let's start creating... first, what should we start? What is a module? Right? We need to know how to create a module. We want to know how to register modules, right? Is there anything else with the modules we need to worry about? I don't think so. I think that really simplifies it. Here we talk about, whoops. Go back here. Okay. We talk here, what is a module? Register, loading, initializing. See this loading, initializing. Mainly it's what is a module, creating a module, registering a module. And there's like 4 ways to register a module: encode, XAML file, config file, and directory. Right? Let me go through this again. Yeah, module catalog. So we have a code, XAML, configuration file, and from disk, which is a directory. Okay. What is a module? Create a module. Okay. So let's create a new slide here. Furkan! Hello, 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 sir. How are you? Good to see you. Okay, what are we doing? I'm going to do this. What is a module? And I'm going to copy and paste what a module is. It's simple. It's actually extremely simple. For Khan, he's doing very well. Good to hear. We were just talking about the coronavirus, so I'm glad you don't have that. When is this course coming out? Well, it really depends on how quickly we can finish it. We're making pretty good progress, though. Honestly, we're making good progress. We're doing 2 slide decks a week, right? But it's going to be about 90 days. I think about 90 days after recording and editing and doing all the review process and all that. I think we're going to have this published in about 90 days. Okay. So now what I want to do is go back here. And let's copy this. Let's, whoops. New slide. Layout. Title only. Just duplicate this. Oh, no, we'll do a new slide. Copy that. Paste that. We'll change the colors up. I actually don't like any of these colors right now. What else are we going to copy out of this thing? So, yeah, I like... Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm really good with that, actually. So let's add... Oh, no, let's duplicate this one. Bring this down. There we go. Go with the Fluent design theme. There you go. Fluent is all the rage. Okay, and then we do this. Okay, I'm just going to throw these in here. We'll, like we always do, we'll put them in here, then we'll kind of rearrange and see how things work out. Okay, so this is actually initialize iContainer provider. And then we have iContainer registry. I think that's what I have. Steve, on initialize. Thank you. Thank you for that. I was going to double check because I couldn't remember off the top of my head exactly what we were doing there. Furkan, by the way, a suggestion. You don't start a series on... why don't you start a series on making custom WPF controls? Well, I do have a Pluralsight course on custom WPF controls, actually. Okay, I'm gonna leave that out. I don't know if I should shrink this text a little or not. Nope, I don't have to. That looks good. Actually, I need to change that color because I think I'm using blue. Yeah, I think I am using blue. Okay. I think that's right. Yeah, actually, let's see. Alt-tab. Where is... So if you go WPF custom... Oh! This one right here. Introduction to WPF custom controls. So it's all about creating custom controls and adding properties, dependency properties, read-only, collection type properties, events and commands, and visual behavior. Right? Visual state manager, triggers, and all that great stuff. Theming, how to do theming. All that fun stuff. All right, so this looks okay. And actually, I think I'm gonna follow the same pattern I did. Oh, nope, I want it. Nope. I want the same color as this background, which is black. There we go. Yeah, because I think as I talk through this, I'm going to say, hey, first you create a class library, name it something, implement iModule, and they're going to implement the two methods. Boom. Module. Okay. No, we have to do that. Some other things. I'm going to make notes. I got to make notes. Just for notes. Okay, I know I'm going to need a show code module catalog. A directory. Right? We got to show modules map to entities. No! Modules map to functional areas of your application. Like, think of how you would divide your application up into like major functional parts. So if you think of like Outlook, for example, right? Outlook will have, you know, it has a ribbon at the top, but on the left-hand side, it has a Outlook group by control where you can go to like contacts, email, calendar. Like those are modules in the you know, in a Prism application. Those would be separate modules, right? They map to a conceptual or functional area of your application. So all the view and logic and services would, you know, be encapsulated inside that one module. All the functionality required for calendar would be right there inside that module. Okay, Lumjacker. Hello, Vue.js Zombie. Yeah, no kidding. It's been a while since I've touched that. Okay, so we're going to show the code module catalog. We got to show a directory. app.config would probably be good. And a XAML file. So I need to do this. Though these two, oh my gosh, I really don't like doing these two. But I got to show it. I got to show it. And this is going to be part of registering. Okay, and something else that happens in a registration. Actually, I have to open up. Let's go repos, Prism library. Where am I? Prism, sandbox, WPF, hello world. Let's open up this bad boy right here. Okay. Oh, I don't have a module in this hello world? Well, never mind. Well, then, screw it. We'll create our own. Lumjacker, why don't you start a YouTube channel? I have a YouTube channel. Come on. Come on, guys. YouTube.com/Brian Lagunas.
Hey everyone, today is a great day.
Here, actually, that's a good idea, Lumjacker. I'm going to add a command for YouTube. But yes, I do have a YouTube channel where I talk about all kinds of things, from desktop to web, from WPF to Angular, to, you know, I archive all my streams. I got some Prism stuff up here. I started a new series called Ask Brian, so whenever I get a question, I'll do a video on it, right? So I've only had 2 questions so far that I thought were worthy of a video. But yeah, I got some .NET Core stuff. I have other playlists. I have, hey mom, look at me, I'm on YouTube. Where I'm in other places on YouTube. Here's my .NET Core 3 series. Like, I got a lot of stuff. Lumjacker, wow, you have so many subs.
Hey everyone,
whoops.
Today is a
hate autoplay. Yeah, I mean, that's a good number, right? I'm trying to get more. I have a goal. Okay. So my goal, if we look at Infragistics, my company, YouTube.com/Infragistics. They have 11.7 thousand subscribers. Okay. My goal is to beat them. Because there's an entire marketing department behind this channel. A team of people. Right? A team of people for this channel that manages this channel, that markets this channel. And I want to prove that I can do better by myself. Go Soldier! Hey, thanks for joining. But yeah, so I have a goal. I want to beat them. I need to beat them. And just prove that as long as you put out good content, you are interactive with your community, you involve your community, and you know, you're not always trying to like sell stuff, right? You just honestly care about sharing knowledge. I honestly believe that I can beat them in subscribers. So, and this has taken a year. It's been a year, officially a year, and I have 4.53 thousand subscribers. So, almost there. I'm, well, not quite halfway there. Lumpjacker, you can easily beat them if you can create a video on how to get a job without a degree. That's an easy video to do. It really is. Okay, okay, back to slides. Back to this course we're working on. All right, so yes, talking about that. I'll need to show this. This is just these are slides for me. So maybe I should actually, you know that Outlook example? Maybe I should throw that in here. Like as an example of like how you think about dividing your modules up. Right? Like, you know what? I thought I did that in one of these slides, actually. I thought I had a sample like that. Maybe it was at the very beginning. I'm looking. I could have swore I... Oh, I had something like right here. Oh, but that's not... That wasn't it. Never mind. That wasn't it. But this is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking about... Maybe I should put up a real application. You know, talk about what would probably go in a module or what shouldn't. I don't know. The thing is Pluralsight is really on my butt for not... You know, for keeping these short and sweet modules. Like, they don't want a module longer than 30 minutes, period. They were already freaking out. Well, not freaking out, but they were already a little concerned about the length of this course. Because most of their courses are like 1 or 2 hours. To me, that's not a freaking course. Right? I could talk about shoelaces for an hour. Right? So, when they saw a 4.5 hour course, they're like, you know, we don't really like them that long, but... You know, if that's how long it takes to cover it, like, yeah, that's how long it takes. I mean, it's a framework. So they let me get away with it, so I probably can't throw that in there, though. I gotta keep it short and sweet. Gotta keep it short and sweet. KR Jax, you would watch a course on me talking about shoelaces. There's all kinds of shoelaces. You have different lengths depending on the type of shoe, the size of your foot, the width of your foot, the length of your foot, right? Then you have the type. Do you want a nylon? Do you want a cotton lace? Do you like laces with the hard points or no points? You know, you have the boot type laces that come up and... I mean, don't get me started. Grilled shrimp. Shrimp potatoes. Shrimp salad. Anyone got that reference there? Bubblegum shrimp. Okay. So, I gotta change the colors on that. Think. Registering types. Yeah, we talk about that. I could talk about that. That's fine. This is the hard part. The hardest part of creating any type of learning material is making sure you format your content properly. And this is the hardest part. I struggle with this. And as you see, like, we'll do one thing on stream, but then off stream, I go through it again. And I'm like, I gotta change that. I gotta change it. It's hard. Because I want to make sure I do everyone justice, right? I want to make sure I do a good job explaining this so people can understand it. And so I think I've decided I'm definitely dropping this module lifetime step through thing. I'm going to keep it more simple than that. This is what a module is. This is how you create one. This is how you register them. Okay, so let's kind of just throw some stuff in here. This is going to be like, okay, we got to throw a demo here on creating a module. Right? So, you know, I could talk about explaining it, what it is, blah, blah, blah. This is a module. This is how it kind of works. What's a module inside Visual Studio? Yep, it's a class library, and it implements iModule. So inside Visual Studio, we're going to have this class called iModule. Let's do this. Creating a module. Right? Okay. Now let's have a demo on how we do this. Now in our demo, this is going to be throw not implemented exception. Because we haven't registered yet. So now we have to register. Now we have to register them. That's what we have to do now. Registering modules. Yep, right here. Registering modules. Okay. Should I say register a module or registering modules? What do you think? Because we have what is a module, create a module, register a module, or registering modules. Register a module? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. But after this demo, we need to talk about registering a module. Registering a module? Right? Registering a module. Maybe that. Maybe that works better. I don't know. Okay, let's see here. That would be pretty easy. So first step, what is a module? Boom, we talk about it. Module's pretty simple. Yada, yada, yada. Here's a cool little diagram that shows you how to split out your monolithic application into a nice modular application. Go Soldier. If you have singular in the other slides, do the same here. Yeah. What is module? Create a module. Creating a module. That's better. Creating a module. Thanks for the tip, Go Soldier. That sounds better. Zathby 5. Keep it consistent. If you finish one in ing, finish the other ones in ing. There we go. Creating a module. Registering a module. I like it. So what is a module? Better put my little exclamation point up here. Or an exclamation point. Question mark. Okay. Furkan, also explain what potentially comes inside a module. Yes. This is where I talk about that actually right here. You know, functional responsibility of your application. And what goes in that module? All the views that are responsible for that portion of your application. All the services, all the business logic. Everything that encompasses that functionality belongs in a module. Self-contained, tested on its own, doesn't interfere with anything else. A lot of benefits to that. A lot of benefits. Mr. Jeff Fritz is raiding. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. How are you today? You are a busy man. I don't see... You know, I used to think that I don't get much sleep, but honestly, I don't know how Jeff gets any any sleep at all. Hugo! Thanks for the follow. Winterlore Games, thanks for the follow. Motown. Motown Andy, thank you very much for the follow. Awesome. So for everyone joining me today, we are working on a Pluralsight course. So some of you may have heard of Pluralsight, and some of you may think to yourself, man, I would love to be a Pluralsight author. I wonder what's involved in that. Well, I'm doing an entire series on creating a Pluralsight course. Everything from the course proposal, which we've already done, to the slides, to creating the demos. We're going to be editing, publishing. Like, we are creating a Pluralsight course live on stream. You'll get to see what it takes. And if you have the stuff, do you have it? Can you create a Pluralsight course? Yes, you can. I'm kidding. Of course you can. Oh my gosh, lots of follows. Andreas with the subscription. Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. The Hugo doll. Pluralsight sounds like some fly-by-night outfit. It does. It does. A little bit. A little bit. I want to thank all my new subscribers that came in pretty quick. Maxime, I think, is one. Darix, another. John, Atreon. I want to thank you all for following. This is going to be a fun journey. M to the M. How come you are specifically a Windows dev? What's the appeal for you? Well, that's an interesting question. Because they pay me a lot of money. I make a lot of money in Windows. I'm sorry. I just do. I've made my entire career on .NET and Windows development, and I'm very comfortable doing that. And it's fun. It's super fun. I can write any app. I can write native apps. I can write desktop apps, iOS, Android. I can target anything. It doesn't matter. I can write web and C#, right? So, M to the M, always the money. Not always, but it sure doesn't hurt. The Hugo. I used to put my money in Windows. People kept breaking them and taking my money. Oh, yeah. No, I am primarily a Windows. I would say I'm primarily a Microsoft developer, right? I don't want to say just Windows, because I do more than just Windows. I do iOS, I do Android, but I also do, I am most known for my WPF experience. People like to label me the expert. I just say I have a lot of experience in it. That's all it really is. And I am the primary owner and maintainer of the Prism library for WPF, which has over 8.5 million downloads. So I have some experience in architecting and creating a XAML application. So that is definitely my strong side, right? My strong skill. However, I do Angular, right? I don't do React because I don't like React. From a desktop developer perspective, I really don't like React. So I tried it, decided it wasn't for me, but I do like Angular and I do like Vue, and I'm loving Blazor. So I'm still more comfortable in the Windows space, but I'm becoming more comfortable on the JavaScript framework side with things like Angular and Vue. Right? Lizardin, I have 4 years Java experience. Is it too late to switch to C#? No, it's never too late. Never too late. Never. Heck, I got started in development late. I had a whole different career. I was a police officer until I said, I'm sick of this. I'm going to be a developer. Yeah, I went from army to cop and from cop to developer. It's never too late to change your career path, right? Never too late. So, Lizardin, same. I don't like React. Feels messy. Yeah, and the thing about React is if you jump into a React app, it's different from the other React app, which is different from the other React app. And all my experience is enterprise, right? Big enterprise apps that support thousands upon thousands of them. You want to be able to jump into any application in your enterprise and have them all feel the same and navigate them and understand what's going on, right? Can't do that. I've never seen that in a React app. Sorry. Maxime. Tried React, didn't get hooked. I'm there with you. And I love C#. I'm with you. Yes. Lizard Dan, officer. Yep, I was a Canyon County deputy sheriff. And it took all of like a year and a half, almost 2 years for me to say, this job sucks. I'm not being a cop anymore. I got to do something else with my life. So I took a gamble and I just quit my job. Took a gamble. And it was a lot of late nights. Weekends. Didn't get to hang out with anybody. Just teaching myself. Just teaching. Just learning. Detonated! Thanks for joining. Maxime, C# has this whole stream now where he does everything on Linux. Yes, I saw that on his new Chromebook, I think it was. His $200 Chromebook. Yeah, that's very interesting. The Hugo. Army, police, software dev. Such as much. You know what? I look at it this way. I have always served my community in one form or another. I served my country as a U.S. Army infantryman. I served my state and my county as a police officer. And now I am serving my dev community, sharing as much knowledge as I can. Right? So I have always been involved in serving my community. That's how I like to look at it. Right? Lizardan. How do you say that? Is it Lizardan? Lizardan, I think. Lizardan. Exactly. There's no architecture in React like in Angular. And now with hooks where where it can inject state anywhere, it feels like, yes, it's very messy. It's very messy. Winter Lore Games. Only problem with .NET is it's super easy to decompile or edit. DNSpy and ILSpy. Well, yeah, it's easier. It can be, unless you're using an obfuscator. If your code is that important, obfuscate it. Trust me, I wrote a extension for AppMap, and it's basically an extension to Visual Studio that lets you create Xamarin Forms application by using a Visio design service. So drag and drop, create all your views, and I obfuscated all that. You will not steal any of that code, my friend. No, no, no. KR Jacks, not to get us off track, but what's your approach for publishing, distributing internal WPF apps? That's a talk all in itself because it really depends. Really depends. Yes, Maxime, I saw he nearly bricked that Chromebook. That was hilarious. I saw the tweets come through. I was laughing under my breath, but I also felt bad for him at the same time. But he got it figured out. That's what's important. It's figured out. It's fixed, right? Greg, so you live in the Seattle area? No, I do not live in the Seattle area. I am out of Boise, Idaho, actually. I'm close. We're neighbors. If a 9-10 hour drive is neighborly. It's the mountains. It takes forever to get there. But it's only an hour flight. So, but no, I'm not in Seattle. Hugo, that's true. Serving your community. Kudos and thanks to you. Well, thank you. Gary, do you think Blazor is worth investing in? I think Blazor is going to be awesome. What's that? Digital Drummer. Thanks for the follow. I think Blazor is going to be awesome. I'm more excited about the client-side capabilities coming with WebAssembly personally. I'm more excited about that. However, I think Blazor will have a place in the Windows developer space for sure. Right? Blazor, you mean? No, not worth it if you ask me. Everyone has an opinion. I think it has value. It's early. I always say that Microsoft doesn't get something right until its third release. So I bet by the third release they'll get it right. I've just grown up with that. Like, you don't really try to use anything until it's like version 3. Then it's probably pretty good, right? All right. If I'm gonna allow the link GitHub repository. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I gotta focus. I gotta focus. All right. So I'm creating a Pluralsight course, and right now I am working on my 4th module slide deck. Right. This is all part of creating a Pluralsight course. You have to take the boring with the fun, and the boring is, look, I have to create a slide deck that I use during my recordings, and I have to make sure that I arrange my content in a way that flows well and gets the content across to where anyone can understand it, right? And that is a challenge for sure. So right now, I think we have this is a very simple module, and this module is about breaking down monolithic applications into modules. Okay, basically, instead of having like a huge monolithic application, we want to break this application down into smaller parts. We want to take these, like for example, we have a slide that kind of demonstrates this, where if this is your solution and you have your main project and all your views and all your logic and all your services are in like one main project, yeah, that could be a problem, especially if you have multiple teams working on the same project, right? So what we want to do is we want to break these out into modules. We want to have the solution, right? We want to have that main project. But that main project should really be dumb to the rest of the application. It should have no real knowledge of the other views and services and objects that are going to be injected into it at runtime. And so this course is about using Prism to do that. And so we take these projects and we create separate assemblies, and all the views and all the logics and all that stuff is consolidated in that one assembly and then injected at runtime. And none of these modules have any reference to each other, have no knowledge about each other, but you're able to pass information between them. You're able to navigate between them, and it's really pretty awesome. So Lizard Dan is saying Microsoft calls microservices modules. Nothing wrong with it. Just asking. Well, this is different. This is a module as it exists in a framework called the Prism library, right? Which is it's a framework for building, maintainable, modular, testable XAML applications. So this supports WPF and Xamarin Forms as an example. All right, so now what we're doing is we're coming in here and we talk about what a module is, what it looks like in Visual Studio, and how to create one. So this is how you create one, and then you have these methods that you implement. I can briefly talk about that in the course, and then we do a demo. And the demo would be, we're going to create a module now. Next, we have to talk about registering those modules. So, registering those modules. In MSoft, are any of your courses done for Infragistics? Like what you're reviewing to update this course? No, I don't have any like Pluralsight courses on Infragistics. I will be doing separate videos on my YouTube channel for that. And so, for example, let me just open up youtube.com/Brian Lagunas and hear myself.
Hey everyone.
Nope. Boom. So if everyone wouldn't mind, if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. This is where I post a lot of content. For example, I have a series on desktop to web. If you're a desktop developer, in my case, WPF, I show you how to take those WPF skills and apply them to Angular applications. How do they translate from WPF to Angular and how easy it is. I upload all my Twitch stream archives. I also do Prism specific videos. I have an Ask Brian series, right? All that great stuff. Do I have to smash the bell? No, you don't have to smash the bell if you don't want to. It's perfectly up to you. I would recommend it though. Lily! Hello, good to see you. I'm always excited when I see Lily in my streams. Okay, yes. KR Jax, you're right. You know what to do. You know what to do. Everyone knows what to do. And if you don't, I just told you. Subscribe. Subscribe and smash that bell. Or just tap it. Just tap the bell, right? You don't have to be aggressive. You can be gentle with it. It's okay. Lily Hazel followed your YouTube under my real name. Whoopsie. Okay, so what are we doing now? Okay, so this is the deck I'm stealing from. And I talk about, oh, actually, things we need to talk about. Things we need to talk about. Definitely when to load. Okay, this is all going to go in my registering. Winter Lore Games, don't break the bell! Gosh, what are you doing? And no, so Maxime, this is not the deck we're working with. I'm taking content from a deck I did previously because I do a lot of on-site training for companies. And so I'm reusing content everywhere I can. Okay, so this is not the deck that I'm going to use in Pluralsight. No, this is the deck I'm using in Pluralsight. So far I'm at 11. I'll have a little more, but right now I'm just kind of stubbing it out. Just kind of trying to figure out what this is going to look like. Right, so I know I have to talk about registering a module, right? I got to talk about that. Yes, Maxime, I am plagiarizing myself, if you can even do that. If that's a thing, I'm doing it. Okay, so registering a module, things I have to talk about. I know... Okay, think. You have to know if you want to load a module when the app starts. So that's on demand. I mean, when available. Like whenever this module is available, boom, do it. Or there's an option to load it on demand, which means I'm going to programmatically load this module, right? And I might need a demo on that. I know for sure. Crap, you know what? I'm going to need a few demos. These are just notes. These are just notes. I need to demo registering with code with a directory. I want to load modules from a directory, a XAML file, or an app.config file. So these will all have to be demos. Okay, Death Knight, just between you, me, and Brian's 2 million followers. God, I wish. I wish. Actually, I don't wish. I think that'd be too much. Just think if there were 2 million people commenting, I couldn't keep up. Are you kidding me? I'd have to turn chat off. I'd be overwhelmed. Okay, so I need to really think about this. Let's go back to my other slide deck. How did I present this before? Okay, so I was talking about, yeah, what is a module? I'm not going to talk about the module lifetime in this course because that's not important. But we do have to talk about the different ways to register. That is done with a module catalog, for sure. Okay, of course that's not going to work. We're going to have to do something different here. I might have to have this in a separate slide. Overwhelmed by all the love. You are right, my friend. You are right. Or the AI reading your chat. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. You know what? AI is not even close to my... AI is like over my head. I am not confident in that technology at all. Something I wouldn't mind learning about, but I just don't. It doesn't come easy to me. Like machine learning, right? AI, like those just. I'm not smart enough for those, I guess. Maxime, I'm just here to learn how you're doing slides. I suck at it, and I've been doing it for a while. You know what? I'm not great at slides either, but. You know, in the past couple streams, we've been doing pretty good, I must say. We've been doing pretty good. Okay, so actually... Maybe I need to bring this out. I could talk about the module catalogs here. Right? Maybe this is where I talk about module catalogs. I'm thinking, okay, this might not be bad. This might not be bad. Because we come after our demo, we create a module. I gotta present the next concept, which is how you actually register a module. And the way you register a module is you have to use a module catalog. Okay, and there are a number of module catalogs. There's a catalog for code, for XAML, for a config file. Actually, I'm gonna say app.config, app.config file, and loading them from disk / a directory, right? And of course, you could always create a custom one. So that's knowledge point 1, right? Concept 1 is the actual module catalog. Another concept is when you register these modules, you control when to load them, if they're available, right? If it's on demand. And then there's guidelines. This guideline, okay. So this, maybe this doesn't belong in here, actually. Maybe this doesn't belong there. This might be in a different slide. Now that I'm talking this through. Winter Lore Games, is iCommands recommended for WPF? Well, if you're using MVVM, you're using iCommand. Now there's a number of iCommand implementations, like in Prism you'll have a delegate command. There's also what's called a relay command in MVVM Lite. But yes, if you are doing MVVM, you are definitely using some type of iCommand implementation for sure. Okay, so registering a module, first you have to have a module catalog. Okay, let's remove this. Actually, I'm going to duplicate this and get this out of the way. Because I'm going to remove this. And then I'm going to put this back, actually. That's the first step. Another step that we have to do is we have to override a method. So let's do this. I'm going to create a new project just real quick. I'm using the Prism template pack. Where's my Prism WPF? That's Prism Blink App.NET Core 3. That will work. A blank core, that will work. Let me create this real quick. We'll use dry IOC as our dependency injection container. And then I'm going to add another project. This is going to be, let me do Prism. Whoops. Prism module, .NET Core 3. Module A. That'll work. Okay, so we have our module. And if I'm going to do this in code, I got to add a reference because it's in code. Override, configure module catalog. Module catalog. I got to add my using statement. Module catalog dot add module. Module A module. Right, so that's all it takes to register a module in Prism. Right, this is the module class. It's all ready to go. Yeah, so, okay. Harrison, what are the benefits of using dry IOC versus Unity versus whatever? Well, it really depends on which IOC container you're comfortable with, for one. If you've been using Unity forever, you can stick with Unity. If you've been using dry IOC, use dry IOC. I actually like dry IOC because it performs better than Unity from the testing that's been published online. So if you Google up, I think if you just Google dependency injection performance comparisons, there's a really good post out there that someone did, and it kind of lists all the performance metrics for all the containers out there. And so, but honestly, in Prism, you don't really use the container directly because we have our own abstraction around the container. That would be the iContainer registry and iContainer provider, right? So the registry, container registry, this is where you'll be registering your types, your instances, your singletons, right? All that stuff. your transients. And then the container provider is what you use to just resolve your types, right? So in a Prism application, you should rarely be hitting the actual container itself. So it doesn't really matter what container you use. However, if you absolutely needed the original container, you can say get container. It's an extension method. And for example, I'm using dry IOC, so using prism.dry IOC. Oops. And then you would have to add the Prism dry IOC reference to this project. So what's important to point out, and I'm glad you brought this up because I should probably mention this in the course. This module, that's the core, sorry. This module doesn't have any dependency on any containers. Like there are no containers, dependency injection containers in this project at all. However, if I run this application, we're going to hit this breakpoint and I'm going to have a container. There's our container. Pretty crazy, right? Now we have our little rules and scopes and all the stuff that the dry IOC container gives you. But none of your modules will ever reference or should never reference the actual container itself. This protects you from a lot of things. One of those being if you did ever want to change your container out, you could totally do that with minimal changes only to the core executable. You do not have to reference any container anywhere in the app except your core executable. Okay, so if we look at the core executable, we'll see that we have Prism dry IOC, which does depend on the dry IOC container itself, right? But any other module you write, do not add the container to it. Don't do it. It's not needed. Don't need it. Okay. So back to this. I'm definitely going to have this code snippet somewhere. Harrison, does that go for Xamarin? That does go for Xamarin as well. You do not need the container in any module projects. Okay, so let's go back here. Gonna add another slide. This is gonna be a code slide. Where is it? Where is it? This will work. I'm just gonna put this here because I haven't decided if I'm gonna have a slide for the code for this or not. Haven't decided if I'm gonna do that. Or just go straight into demo. Decisions. So here it's okay. Creating a module, I can do some code decks, right? Like, yes, okay, this is what a module is, right? But what's it look like inside of Visual Studio? Well, it's a class library, implements iModule. This is how you create it, right? iModule implements two methods. It's going to have the onInitialize, register types. I can talk about that briefly. And then boom, we go to a demo and we just do what I just did, right? Then we have to do the registering part. So the first part is decide which module catalog you're going to use. The second part is we need to update our app.xaml.cs. Or no, I'm not going to say that. How about register with the Prism application? Wait, how come there we go. Those are the two steps, actually. You gotta decide what catalog you're gonna use. And then you would register that catalog with the Prism application. Which is what we did here. Now, if we're doing a non-code catalog, it's a create module catalog. And this is where we return, like, for example, a new directory module catalog. Right? So we have configure module catalog. So maybe I should mention here just some notes. Not sure if I'm going to use this, but just in case I do. Just in case I do. I might need to mention that. So this, I could delete that one. Ooh, what? Oh, hold on. No, I can explain what a module catalog is right here before I get into what catalogs are supported. Right? Mr. Demon Wolf! Yes, PowerPoint. PowerPoint. We are creating a PowerPoint slide deck for my Prism course. We are doing a module on, or a module on modules. A module on modules. Say that 5 times real fast. Module on modules. Modules on modules. And so I have to find a good flow for this content to where it makes sense. So maybe then we register that module with the Prism application. Crap. Okay, this is... It's not really coming to me. It's not really making sense. I think I'm happy with this part. Right? Talking about what a module is, how it works, how we convert a monolith into a modular app, right? What it looks like in Visual Studio, right? How to create a class that is a module, and then a demo. Got it. Now I'm struggling with the registration part because conceptually you have to know about the module catalog. And I could talk about, yeah, a module catalog is just a collection of modules. And these modules are, you're registering these modules with that catalog. Okay. And then we have to, once you decide on the catalog you're going to use, which could be in code, XAML, app.config, load from a directory, or a custom catalog, then you register your catalog with Prism. So, actually, now when you register your module with the catalog, you have to decide on when it's going to load. And another thing you can do is, does it have dependencies? Because a module can load another module. So let's say, for example, you have 2 modules, A and B. And module A depends on module B. So if you load module A, it will automatically load module B for you. You don't have to do anything extra. So that's probably something important to mention here. Okay, so considerations. How about that? Considerations when registering modules. How about that? Sounds pretty good, right? You have to think about this before you register your modules. So step 1 is we're going to talk about, okay, registering a module. In order to register modules, you have to have a module catalog. Now, a module catalog is essentially a class that maintains a collection of all the modules in your application. And it can be done bop, 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 bop. Next thing you have to do is register your module catalog and register your modules with the Prism application. Register. Technically what you do is, if you're using a module catalog other than code, you have to, you know, provide your, you have to create your module catalog. Right? Like in this code snippet, we're looking at this code snippet. If you use anything other than code, you have to actually provide your module catalog instance. Then you register your modules with that catalog in this method. So step 1, create your module catalog. MMSoft typo. Oh, golly, I get plenty of those. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm so bad at that. Okay, so there we go. Those are the steps. Those are the steps. So first, you have to decide on which catalog you're going to use. I got to explain what the catalog is, right? The next step is to register your catalog with the Prism application. So maybe this is a good spot, actually, to do this. Whoops. I want to do that. Register module catalog with Prism application. Right? Register the module catalog with the Prism application. So let's duplicate this slide. Bring this underneath. Remove that. And then bring this in. And then that's where this comes up. Ah, okay. Okay, this is starting to flow a little bit. I'm starting to like this a little bit better. I'm liking this just a tad bit better. Okay, so once we have our module catalog, right? We decided what we're doing. In this case, we're doing a directory module catalog. Actually, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Digital Drummer. Cool to see you doing this on stream. I've been thinking about doing streams like this and video editing streams. Yes. You should totally do it. You should totally do it. I just realized something. I got ahead of myself. Right here, you only do this if it's a code catalog. If you're using a different catalog type, like a directory, or an app.xaml, or an app.config, right? You don't do this. You do not override configure module catalog. This is only done if it's code only. Will you do this? Crap. Okay, how am I gonna... is there like a subtitle? Is there like a title and description? Code-based modules only. Right? Would it be nice to have code syntax colors in your snippets? Yes, I actually do. You can see here I do some colorization to highlight important aspects. I go back and do that once I figure out what the heck I'm talking about, right? Okay, so maybe I should do the same thing here. I should probably point out I don't know, that doesn't quite look right, but oh well, it is what it is. So for non-code based modules, you would do this. But if you're using a code-based module like we did in this sample here, then you would, because it's all in code. Otherwise, you're going to be using the directory. You're going to be using an app.config file. You're going to be using a XAML file, right? You're going to be using other things. Yeah. So talk about the module catalog. So if you're using a module catalog other than the code catalog, then you're going to have to override the create module catalog and provide your module catalog object. Otherwise, you're going to register your modules with the catalog. Okay, so next, register modules with the catalog. Now, in a code-based only, you'll do this by overriding the configure module catalog. Otherwise, if you're using, you know, a directory or whatever, that's going to load automatically. Oh, does that flow? Does that? I don't know. Digital Drummer was thinking more what you'd see in the editor when you have a dark theme. I know for VS Code, if I copy code into PowerPoint, there's I understand what you're saying now, and we have to keep it. So this is Pluralsight's slide deck. This is their established design guidelines. So we have to kind of stay close to that, and we use colors to highlight the important stuff. So for example, maybe I'll use like blue to highlight that. I don't know, maybe I'll use green to highlight that, right? I don't know. But use the colors to highlight the important stuff. So that's all part of Pluralsight's guidelines. This is all their deck. Like for example, actually, they already gave me a warning here on this picture. I have to do black and white. There. I'm glad I remembered that. Yeah, they got onto me about that. The picture has to be black and white. Totally forgot. I'm not sure how I like this. I'm not sure at all, actually. I'm kind of stuck. I'm kind of stuck here because I want to make sure this content is easily understandable to someone new, right? So I'm teaching this course and it has to make sense. But I don't know if this does. Okay, so registering a module. Well, the first thing you have to know is about the module catalog. The module catalog is this, this, this. These are the different types of module catalogs. Once you've decided on your module catalog, you have to register that catalog with the Prism application. Now, in non-code-based modules only, so you would only do this if you're not using a code-based module catalog, which is the default catalog in Prism. And then I show an example here, right? And then you say, the next step you would do is then you would register your modules with the catalog. For example, if you're using the XAML or app.config, you would update those files to register the modules accordingly. If it's from the directory, you would just make sure those were loaded into the directory that you're using. However, if you're using the code approach, then you would simply do this. Oh my gosh. Java Architect, is it a bad idea to put the non-code based slide at the end of the course? Well, my thought process is I'm trying to teach you how to create a catalog and how to register your modules with the catalog to get it to work. So in my mind, I was stepping through the steps. Step one, you got to know what kind of catalog you're going to use, right? Once you know that, if you're not using the default catalog, you have to do this. The next step is to register modules with the catalog. If you're using the code-based module catalog, you would do this. Maybe I shouldn't even put those in there. Maybe these slides are a bad idea. Let's hide these. What if I just did this? What if all I did is I talked about the module catalog? I talked about how you create it briefly, what it does, right? The different types. I talked about, yeah, you got to register your catalog with the Prism application. So if you're using XAML, app.config, directory, there's a catalog for that. And then lastly, you will register your modules with the catalog. And then instead of going through more slides, boom, right into demo. And I will do a demo for each catalog, for each different approach to adding modules. Demo 1 would show just using code. Demo 2 would show creating the module, the directory catalog. Then we go to another demo with the XAML file. That's what I'm doing. I'm deleting these. Decision made. I think that works better. Right? Then, hold on. Yes. Then I can kind of talk about considerations when registering modules. Now, this is an introduction course, right? So I don't want to get too deep in the weeds with all the features that modules have and, the module manager and loading things on demand manually and all that. This is introduction just to get you going. So I probably won't even do a demo on this stuff. I'll just mention it. You have the ability to do these things, right? Because it's an introduction course, I don't know if I want to add, for example, a slide, a code slide that shows maybe an example of this. Like for, where's my app? Like initialization mode. Whoops, dang it. When available, string name. See, the depends on. Like, I'm not sure I want to go into that. When available. Right, I don't. Well, that's weird. I don't know why that keeps popping up. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to touch that with a 10-foot pole in this course. Because that's more advanced. When you're trying to talk about dependent modules and manually loading modules based on invoking code or situations and logic, for now, boom, it's simple. But I will talk about... So let's delete this slide. I will talk about considerations when registering modules. I will mention it. We could definitely do that. Java. That makes sense, especially as I don't know anything about modules outside the app.config file. Yeah. So let's keep it simple. This is the introduction course. We're going to keep it simple. And I think we have it. I think we have it. So I'm just going to run through this real quick. Let's make sure it flows, the content flows. And then let's create some demo apps, shall we? Okay, so what is a module? Creating a module, registering module, and considerations when registering modules. Okay. First thing we want to talk about is what a module is. Yep, functional responsibility of your application. Contains views, services, logic, all that great stuff. And then I need a title here. Need a title. Maybe I don't. Let's just make this bigger. Change the colors. Yes, I don't need a title here. Okay, so we'll talk about... And I need some animations. Need some animations. Appear. 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 Quigley! Quigley, thanks for the follow! Appear. Okay, so once we get to this slide, we'd say I could talk about the Monolith application and how you normally have... this is how you'd be looking at it inside Visual Studio, right? You got a solution, your main project, and all the views, and all the logic, and all the code. It's all in that one project. And we want to fix that, right? We want to start looking at and identifying functional areas of the application that make sense to pull out into separate modules, right? Semaphore2, thank you for the follow. And then we start identifying these, and now we can restructure our application to where we pull those out into separate applications themselves. FCF Sarge. Oh, really? Sergeant First Class. Nice. How long were you in? See, Sergeant First Class, what, 7 to 8 years? Maybe 10. You might have done 10 years at Sergeant First Class before you got out. Okay, so 22 years. You stuck at Sergeant First Class for 22 years? Dang, you are patient, my friend. You are patient. Yeah. Did they just not have any promotion positions open, or could you not get the points? I mean, dude, you should have been Master Sergeant. 22 years. You're a Master Sergeant in 22 years. Dang. All right, so continue talking about, yeah, we take those views, we pull those out. Now we have our shell and our regions. We talked about this earlier in other streams. And, oh, you know what? Maybe I should add the animation of these views being... I'm going to do that. Let's add another animation. Actually, I'm going to steal from this one. I think I have this animation already. Right here. Ha 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 ha. Oh. Sergeant First Class Sarge. Last 10 years active with reserves. Oh, yes. Reserves, say no more. I totally get it now. Oh, undo. Just send backward. Okay, we're gonna send backward one more time. Nope, keep sending backward. Come on, we gotta find that index. I cannot have that many indexes. You know what? Let's do this instead. Crap. There we go. And then does this have an animation on it? Up here. Yes, so now what I can do is what I talk about from this previous one, right? This previous project where we identify all these views or these parts of the app that can be pulled out and exist on their own into modules. This is the new structure, and bam! Now we're injecting those views at runtime, right? And that main project may or may not have a reference depending on how you're doing your module catalog. But imagine if we're using a directory module catalog, and all these modules are now assemblies that exist in a directory. So when this main project loads, that module catalog goes and reads that directory, pulls in all those assemblies into the app, and starts injecting those views while having 0 references. It's amazing. Java, do you put your models in a separate module? Actually, so there's a difference between a module and a straight up class library. Okay, my models go in a class library, right? That's different than a module. A module is actually a functional portion of your application. In Outlook, think about the calendar or contacts, right? Or email. Each of those concepts could be considered a module, and all the functionality for the calendar goes inside the calendar module. But all the object models behind that, right? The appointment, right? The meeting, whatever, the email, that would go into a business class library. That's where all your business objects go. Okay, I like the little bam, I like that. Okay, then we talk about what a module is. We talk about, oh, wait a minute. I gotta fix that. Let's go to our animation pane. Layout. View layout. Aha! Delete those suckers. I'll tell you one thing. I have learned a lot about PowerPoint doing a Pluralsight course. That is faux show. See, like right now, all of these animations will happen all at once because they all have the number 1. But I'm going to say on click, and now they're all going to happen individually, right? So I got to fix that. Up here, on click. I want to actually get rid of this here. Can I make this bigger? Whoops. Well, kind of worked. I gotta do a little bit of fudging around, don't I? Kind of did what it's supposed to do, but not really. Well, let's do this. What's that? Fatutu? Fatutor? Fatutor? Is that how you say that? Thank you so much for the subscription. Thank you very much. It is very much appreciated. I can't get that quite centered, but that's okay. You know, if anything, from watching this stream, your PowerPoint skills would be going through the roof. Right? All right. Yo, Brian, great stuff with Prism and your videos. It's been a life changer for my C#/WPF programming experience. I'm a student at the moment and hope to be suggesting Prism to my future employer if they use C#, WPF, Xamarin. Hoping to give back a little. Things like this. Greetings from Germany. Thank you very much. You are appreciated. Your support is very much appreciated. Without individuals as yourself, it would be really hard to do what I do now. So thank you. Cannot thank you enough. And I will like to also say that if you're going to be a C# developer and the company is doing desktop apps of any type, chances are they are already using Prism. You know what? I'm gonna revert this back to its original size. It got all messed up. I don't like that. I'm just going to delete this title, and I'm just going to center it. Yeah, so just so you know, Prism has over 8.5 million downloads. So the chances of you going to a company, and they are a Windows shop, and they do desktop or Xamarin development, chances are they are most definitely using Prism. So, good skills to have, for sure. You'll be able to just jump right in, right? Okay, so we talk about this. Looks good. We talk about that. And then I need to come back to this slide deck. And I'm only putting the animations on these. Right? KR Jax, we're not yet. But it was just my boss, and now it's just me. So maybe once this course is out, we'll move. Well, you don't have to wait on the course. I'm just saying. You don't have to wait on the course. Because this course is slated for 90 days. That's how long I have, right? So if you're asking what I just did there, you'll notice that I only added the animations to the bottom part. And that's because I have already animated in this portion. Right? So if we're going through the slide deck, visually, we got to think about this. Right? Here's the functional, blah, 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 blah. We talk about this. And we back here, we've already talked about that data, right? We've already talked about it. So we don't want to fade that stuff back in. We'll just start from where we left off. Okay. So that's cool. We got that. Looks good. Creating a module. This is how you create a module. Pretty simple. Boom, boom. Done. Okay, so let's save this. And let's write a demo, shall we? Let's jump into some code. Not this one. Close this. Where's my folder? Here it is. So, where did I put... Oh yeah, it's in my dev branch. Sorry. Dev, Pluralsight, do not delete. We're going to do a new folder. These are my module 4 samples. Right? And the first sample we're going to do is create a module. Morzel, thank you for the follow. So this is the first sample, create a module. Now, Pluralsight said I don't have to do this anymore. So back in the day, excuse me, back in the day, you had to actually do a before and an after sample. Okay, so basically it helps if you get stuck during the course and you can't follow along, you can look at the before, look at the after, and you can see what it takes to get there. They said you don't have to do that anymore. You can just do the after. However, I want to make this as easy as possible for people. So I will still continue to provide the before and after. Even though I don't have to and it creates extra work for myself, I'm going to do it. So let's do... I'm going to take this defining regions one. Right? KRJax, Brian is a content creator of the people. That is right. I like that. So this is going to be our before. And let's go into our after. I'm going to build this, make sure it's all working, of course. And the before on this is very simple. What we have here is we have a very simple... it's a WPF project, of course, Prism. We are creating our shell. We're showing our shell, and our shell is just an empty window with one region. We're not doing anything with views or anything like that yet. However, we're going to go ahead. We're going to add a new project. This is the Prism module. And I'm going to call this, I'll call it Module A. Okay, and then I will add a reference. No. We're not doing that yet. This is just a module. That's it. There, this is done. It's not hooked up yet, right? It's not hooked up. But the way I'm doing these demos is I'm really trying to get, whoop, not that. We're actually done with that one. I'm really trying to build on concepts, right? So I'm really trying to focus on what am I teaching conceptually. And so when we go through these demos, I want to make sure that each concept builds on the next. So it's almost step by step by step. So in the very beginning of the course in Module 1, you basically start with a blank WPF app. Then you slowly start adding feature by feature by feature until the end where you have, boom, you actually have a full-blown Prism app, right? So that's kind of the approach I'm trying to take. And so in this case, we're only showing how to create that module. And so in this case, where's my... That's all we did. This is done. That's a module. We have created a module. Actually, I haven't talked about views yet. Sorry. Delete those because I have not talked about views yet. So I'm not adding views in yet. Make sure this is all working. Okay. I think that's good. So that is... Okay, I'm done with that folder. And now I'm going to delete my bin and OBJ files to make these smaller. Perfect. So I'm going to grab this after. And so my next demo... Actually, why don't I just look? I probably could have saved myself some time to see what I did in my original course. Yep. Load modules and code, directory, XAML file, app.config. No meth. No meth. Meth is dead, according to Prism. Right? I think I already forgot. Load modules, register modules. I'm going to say register modules. And I'm going to do a dash. Register modules code. Right? Before. After. This is the before. So that's easy. Now, let's do this. Copy, copy, copy. One's code. One is app config. Right? We're going to have a code for, a sample for directory. We're going to have a sample for a XAML file. And I think that's all we're gonna do on that one. Oops, sorry, not that. Okay, I'm gonna close that. Done with that one. So yeah, XAML, app.config, code, directory. Perfect. Okay, so those are my demos. So let's start with code because that is by far the easiest one. Copy. See that? We're all working from the same base project. So this is going to be easy. We're going to add a reference. Open this up. Here we override configure module catalog. This is the easiest one. Module catalog dot add module. Whoops. Add module, module a module. Add a using statement. Done. Now let's hit a breakpoint just to verify that it's working. And this demo is complete. Yes, breakpoint hit. It works. Perfect. Close that. Delete my VS. Now you may be wondering, well, Brian, why are you deleting your OBJ and bin folders? Well, what's going to happen is after I have all of these done, I'm going to zip up all of these samples into a demo zip file. So I want all those bin and OBJ folders empty to reduce the size of my zip file. Okay, next let's do a directory, shall we? Now this one's a little tricky. What I'm going to do, because I'm just trying to save on time here. Let's open a new window. Repos, Prism library, Prism samples.wpf. Right here, modules directory. I'm going to do a lot of copy and paste. And I'll show you why. I'll show you why I have to do this. So actually, can I just do this? Side by side? Okay, so first, one thing we have to do is we're going to return right? Gonna return this. Oh, let me just copy this whole thing. And we're gonna bring in the directory module catalog. Hello? Why won't my... Oh, wait a minute. Don't tell me I have to build it first. Come on, IntelliSense. Work with me. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm right. I'm right. Sorry, I'm right. I'm right. There, it just had to be built. That's all. Okay, so all we're doing is we are creating a module directory catalog, or directory module catalog, and we're saying we're going to look for our modules in the modules directory. Right? Okay, so that part's done. Now the other part I want to copy and paste. We're going to go to properties. Build events is this. That's the part I want to copy and paste. The X copy. Build events. So after it builds, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this assembly into my main executables debug folder. Right? Modules. Oh, and this is 3.1. Is it 3.1? Is it 3? Hold on. Let me check my project. Oh, right here. Oh, this is 3.0. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me see this one. That was... Oh, okay. I gotta fix that. Gotta fix that. Let's fix this. I'll have to go back to my other samples and fix that. It's a little confusing. KRJX, this seems clean. It's actually very clean. Okay, so we're going to copy the assembly into the shell executable location in a modules folder. Right, that's all we're doing. Now, what this does is now I'm going to hit a breakpoint on my oninit, right, uninitialized. We have to do a build. So let me just double check that I have that right. Bin, debug, 3.1, modules. There it is. Woohoo! Okay. So now, here's the big difference. If you weren't paying attention, we did not add a reference to that project in code. We did not reference that class, that add module, module A module. We did not reference that anywhere. So the shell application has zero knowledge of this assembly. Okay, so now I'm going to run it, and stop doing that. And what I expect to happen is I'm going to hit this breakpoint in this other assembly that was loaded at runtime. Prism's awesome. Prism's awesome. I'm sorry, it is. And then here's the running app. Now, this is going to be really cool because later on, as the course goes on, we start adding views to it. We start using services. We start doing commanding and dialogues and all that crazy stuff. So this is very early in the course, but we're building concept by concept. We're building onto this, right? And so this is just one way to do this. Okay, so this demo is done. That worked just fine. I'm going to close this one. However, okay, delete, delete, delete. I have to go fix. I can't believe I did this, but I have to go fix this now. Whoops. Can I just edit this open with Notepad? Where's my Notepad? Just give me Notepad. Right, because I just want to fix that. That's all I care about. Cool. That means on create module, I want all of this to be the latest and greatest. 3.1. Maddie! Maddie, is that you? Did you just follow? Thank you for joining me. It's so good to see you. Thank you so much. I feel special now. I'm sorry. If Maddie Ledger follows you, you feel special. And I do. Notepad 3.1. There you are. Good to see you. Too bad about the MVP Summit. I was really looking forward to seeing you again in person. But it is what it is. Okay, so let's do app.config. I got to fix this before. I wish I would have noticed that before I went and copied all these freaking modules around. And then XAML before. Open with Notepad 3.1. There we go. Perfect. So let me copy this. App.config after. Okay. Let's do this. So this time we're going to use an app.config file. And do I have any meetings coming up today? We might have to continue this. I just have lunch with my wife. That's what I got going on. We might have to continue these samples on Tuesday. This might be the last one we do. Okay, so to save time, where is app.config? Let's load this one up. Right. Okay, so first step is I got to go copy that. Let's see, properties. I got to copy our build event. Right there. Properties. Build events, post, and fix that 3.1 right there. Bam. Okay, got that. The next thing we want to do, I'm just going to expand this, is we need to add an app.config file. So we're going to add a new item. Where's a config file? Config file, we'll look. Application configuration, app.config, there we go. And then I'm going to copy and paste everything in here. Okay. And okay. I think that's it. That's it. Zabbix 5! Isn't the app config only for .NET Framework? Didn't they remove that from .NET Core? No, you can still use an app.config file. It's just a XML file. Can totally use it. So we're done with that. Let's expand this one. So this one is a little more involved. I actually have a Visual Studio extension for this that I haven't updated in a while. So I'm going to show you what the extension is. Let's go to the marketplace. And we'll look for Prism. The Prism Extensibility Pack. Now this is out of date. I need to update this. But essentially what this allows you to do is right-click the app config and open a custom editor. Right? That you get to like just pick and choose WYSIWYG. But I haven't updated in a while. It's not compatible with Visual Studio 2019. So if I come here and right click, I don't have that option. So I got to update that. But it would automate all of this. Like it'll automate every bit of it. But essentially what we have to do is in config section, we have to add a new section called modules. Right? Then we have to add the type where it's found. And this is where it's found. Then we have to add the modules. In this case, the assembly file is module A. Module type, module A dot module A module. This is the class, where it's found, the version, all that stuff. module name, startup loaded true. Like there's a lot more involved to app.config. And then lastly, don't forget we have to override our create module catalog. And I haven't used this one in a while. I think it's configuration module catalog. Right? Is that? No, not config. Sorry. Return new configuration. Dang it. Now let's try this. Configuration module catalog. I haven't done this in a while, but I'm pretty sure that's all I have to do. So let's hit our breakpoint. Let's build. Oh, almost forgot. Important note. If you do your application like this, just realize that if you build this main executable, it does not build the modules, right? It doesn't do it. We could change that by going into our configuration manager and making sure we build when we do build all solution. So step one, let's make sure. Where is our... I don't see our app.config. Oh, sorry, it might be included. Let's just run it. Let's just run it. Yes! Yes! Oh, I was worried about that one. I haven't used that one in forever. But it works. There, we hit our module. So, once again, here's the running app. Nothing in it yet. Once again, we are able to completely decouple any module. Like, we decouple all our modules from the executable. Now, what's going to happen is at runtime, later on in this course, you're going to see how we can have a view in this module under views. And you see where this region here, where it says content region? We will inject our views into that region at runtime with having zero dependency on the module itself. Let that sink in for a minute. That is sick right there. That is awesome. That is crazy cool. All right. So we're going to mark this one as Dunzo. Dunzo. We are Dunzo with that one. All right, so we have two more to do. We have no, we have one more to do. Oh, what time is it? You know what? You know what? I think we could do it. Let's just do it. We can do this. We can knock this last one out. Code, app.config, directory. Hey, where's my XAML one? Load manual. What's this one? Did I not have an example for the app.config, code, directory? Huh. Interesting. Let me check. That's weird, because I'm pretty sure I show that in my course. My old course, I showed it, didn't I? Let's see. Yes, XAML file. So let's do this, shall we? Let's go look. Future. Not gonna lie, I've been completely oblivious to Prism modules. Use like 5% of what Prism's capable of, as I mentioned in my YouTube comment on your Outlook project yesterday already. Hey, you know what? That's okay. That's why I do these things. You'll slowly learn about every little feature that there is. And you'll say, oh, wow, that's really easy. It's not nearly as complicated as people on the web make it sound like. Because they really make it sound difficult, and it's not. Where's my modules? Oh, right here. Register. XAML. Oh, crap. Hold on. I gotta bring this out. It's in a zip file. Okay, so while I do that, I'm gonna open up this one. Yeah, reading lots of unconnected blog posts over stuff is just so confusing. Yeah, and honestly, not to toot my own horn, but there's not a lot of people that explain it as well as I do, honestly. From what I've read, personally. Every time I read an article about Prism, sometimes I'm like, ugh. Although, that's not the case for people posting about Prism for Xamarin Forms. I've read a lot of great posts on Prism for Xamarin Forms. A lot of great posts. So I'm very happy about that. But when it comes to WPF, for some reason, people struggle with the... Crap, I need that back. People struggle with that one. Don't know why. I'm just here to copy my build event again. I should probably just put that in a notepad. No, this is the last one. I won't need it anymore after this. 3.1. Perfect. Okay, so now we got that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, here, XAML catalog. We're gonna copy and paste this bad boy. Faux show. So I think this is just a resource. Yep, thought so. So let's add a new item right here, resource dictionary. XAML catalog. Make sure I spell that right. Yeah, I spelled that right. Okay, XAML catalog. We will make sure this is content. And a little copy and paste. And, oh, I haven't updated this in a long time. Fix that. Yeah, this is old. Prism.pf. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I'll call you DB. How about that? DB, thanks for the follow. Really appreciate it. Okay, I think I have it now. I think that's good there. When available. It follows like the same format with the assembly name dot class name assembly name version, right? That's kind of all standard stuff. The only big difference is the way we create our module catalog. Override, create module catalog. I'll learn my lesson this time. Add my using statement first. And then what are we? Oh, this is even using the bootstrapper. Oh yeah, this is old. Oh yeah, I haven't done this in forever. Excuse me. So of course that is not a thing. And we'll have to add a using statement. Okay, so, oh, I gotta change this to Prism demo. Component XAML catalog.xaml. Okay, I think I got that. Man, I love copy and paste. But let's see if it gets me into trouble, shall we? Hit our breakpoint. Gonna make sure I build all this stuff. Fingers crossed. Does this still work? No, it doesn't. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, what did I do here? I wonder if this even works in .NET Core, actually. I might just drop this one from the course. How about that? Okay, modularity. That's right. Java, what happened to the bootstrapper? It was mentioned a lot in your last course. Yes, the bootstrapper is essentially dead. We have moved to a base application. Now, the bootstrapper was a thing because we were sharing code across Silverlight, Windows Phone, and WPF. Well, all that's gone. There's no need for that. We simplified our API, and this is actually a lot easier to get started and a lot cleaner. And it aligns with what we're doing on Xamarin Forms. So Xamarin Forms and WPF, it's all the same approach now. It's nothing new. So you could be comfortable working in WPF as comfortable working in Xamarin Forms because the APIs are so similar now. Okay. That's spelt right. Prism demo. That's right. Create from XAML. I don't think I've actually ever tested this in .NET Core 3.1. Let's go. But the good news is, if it doesn't work, I can just remove it from the course. It's no big deal. There's module A right there. Is the type of the XAML correct? I'm pretty sure. Let's double check this last course here. And this is... Oh, it's a resource! What did I put? Content. Thank you, Andreas. Thank you. That was probably it right there. Nope, that's... Cannot locate. Okay, this is different. This is different. Why can't it locate it? This is totally different because at least now we got a different error. This is a resource. What did we do? This is... I never use this anyways. Do not copy. Custom tool. What is that? Let's try that. Oh, whoops. For some reason, the custom tool... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Visual Studio does not like that. I did stop debugging, but I think it was too late. I made a change to stop debugging. Let me close that. I might have killed it. Let's just kill it. Let's close the program. Dan! Dan the man! Thanks for the follow. Uh-oh. Was I working on the before? I sure was. Oh well, I can fix that. I'm not concerned with that. I just gotta be aware that that is the before. So XAML catalog. Let's put that in there. Let's rebuild. And try this again. Failed to load type for module A. Errors could not find module AD. Oh, did I not copy that in there? We're getting closer. Definitely getting closer. Failed to load type for module A. Could not load file or assembly. Module A DLL. System cannot find the specified file. Well, I'm going to call BS on that one. Bin, debug, boom. Module A, right there. It's right there. It is right there. Were you planning on leaving on a cliffhanger? I think so. I think so. I never use this XAML catalog. Ever. However, it's probably important I figure out what I'm doing wrong. Right? Okay, let's look at the old. Okay, the old one is... Got that, got that. That's the same. Properties. Resource, do not copy. XAML IntelliSense file generator. Okay. That is looking like the same what I have. I'm going to close that because I don't need it anymore. XAML catalog. Resource. Let me do a test. Let's add a new item. I'm just going to do like, is there like a XAML? Is there any, well, that's a resource dictionary. Well, that's not the same thing. You know what we can do? Let's do this. Prismlibrary.com. Let's go to the documentation. WPF. This is old, so legacy. Modules. Loading modules, specifying. Okay, so the XAML. Module info. Yeah, I got that. Okay. Don't care about that. It's all advanced stuff. It's all advanced. Don't care about that. That's aggregate. Yep, don't care. Man. Directory module catalog. Configuration. Right here. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. You can define a module catalog, XAML file. Yep. Created. From a technical perspective, it's very similar to define module code because the XAML file simply defines a hierarchy of objects being instantiated. Okay. You know what, Andreas? Something in the XAML might be wrong. Let's go look. I mean, we're slowly getting there, but we have file module a.dll. That's what this is. The module name. Module A. Whoa! Is it? Is that the module name or is it module A module? No, it's module A. Right? Yeah, module B. Maybe, you know what? Let's just try it. We never know because I don't use this. So that could be it. No, see, I just can't find module A. Can we look at our... See right here. Could not load the file or assembly. Module A DLL. System cannot find the specified file. But I know that file is on disk. It's right there. I'm looking right at it. So, this is all right. Yeah, it is trying to add a slash, but the ref is, this is the ref. I'm just following. Like, this is the docs. This is what we do. Okay, just for fun. Just for fun. Let's just take that out. Nope. Yeah, no. That's not it. Module A, module DLL? No, it's just module A.dll. Yeah, this might be one of those... I am not going to do this one in the course. We got our namespaces right. That's all right. Module info. Bring this down. Right there. Module type. Module A dot module A module. Module A. Because this is the same that we had. Let me open up our app.config example. The app.config is the same syntax. More apps. Notepad. Assembly file. See that? Module type. Module A module. Module. Like, that's all the same. That's all the same. Maybe module type. No, we have module type. Initialization mode, module name, got that. Yeah, that's... I don't know. That's interesting. Could it be that this is just a .NET Core 3 app, so it works a little different? A assembly name. That's all looking good. Andreas, should the module type equal module A dot module A module? Module A. No. It's this is supposed to be module A here. This is the type. That's how a type is defined. The only thing that's missing here actually is this. I mean, we could be a lot more specific here. How about totally do that? Let's try that. That might matter. No, that doesn't matter. I almost want to hook up the source code and step into this. Because in the docs, it's the same. Yes, this can't find / module A. You know. I was, I was thinking maybe we should put it in a subfolder. But I don't know what would change that. That's the module type. The module type doesn't change. Module name, module A module. Change that, module A module. When available. Module A DLL. Modularity. Well, this blows. I'm gonna have to hook up the source code to figure this one out. Man, we were making such good progress too. We're making amazing progress. I thought this was gonna go pop, 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 pop. The good news is we are loading the XAML catalog now. It's reading the XAML catalog. That part is fixed. The only part that's not working is will not load that for me for some strange reason. Yep. Yeah. But tutor. All right. Gonna hop off for today. Hope to be back some future stream. Good luck. Thanks again. All right. You know what? I'm gonna leave it on a cliffhanger. I gotta have lunch with my wife. My wife just got home. So it's time to eat lunch. But I will actually hook this up to source code later and step through it and see what I'm doing wrong. From everything we have, it should work. But for some reason, it's not wanting to work. And I don't know if it's related to .NET Core 3. It might have changed because in .NET Framework, it works just fine. So, Andreas, when is your next stream? My next stream is on Tuesday. Tuesday, same time, 10 a.m. Mountain. Actually, if we go to... Let's see. If we go to my stream... Oh, little inception here. And scroll down. We have my schedule right here. Tuesday at... well, I don't know what time that says. It's actually 10 a.m. 10 a.m. my time. Not 11. It's 10. But yeah, so... But if you got a subscription, or not subscription, but you followed, you should get a notification. And I don't know why that says 11, because it's actually 10. My time. Which is mountain time. Yeah, sounds like it'd be even more exciting from here. Yeah, mountain is, well, MT for mountain time. Mountain standard time is if we are in daylight saving or not, right? So, yes, Dan, or a subscription. That works. That works too. So, all right, everyone. I want to thank you for joining me today. We will figure this out on the next stream. If not, actually, I'll try to figure this out before the next stream. And if it doesn't work, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it from the course. Because I'm trying to use .NET Core 3, and if it takes too much work to fix it, then I ain't worried about it. Otherwise, anyways, thank you, everyone, for joining me today. I know you can spend your time doing anything else, but you chose to spend it with me and help me create this Pluralsight course, and I appreciate every one of you. Thanks again, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.